Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask Reddit Weekend. We have some questions that we can learn from or just entertain you in general. Enjoy.
What's something that everybody knows, but nobody actually says out loud? 1. Money absolutely matters. This is because money means financial security. Buying food when you're hungry. Having a home without fear. Freedom to travel an appreciable distance. Not having to worry so much about personal life changes like job loss, pregnancy, or health problems. 2. Brown-nosing works. For those who don't understand, it means to try too hard to please someone, or in other words, ass kisser. 3. That being alive at all and conscious is just really, really weird. It's like when you wake up from some weird dream and think, what the heck was that? Thank God I'm back in the real world, only to then realize that you still really have no idea what's going on and never can or will know. For looks do matter, and they matter a lot. Looks determine whether you will get a job, if you can get a date, or if a person in public will be nice to you, or give you contempt, and definitely how people perceive you. 5. Some friendships only last as long as they're convenient or beneficial. And sometimes that's okay. Not all friendships need to be deep and permanent. I don't stay in touch with most of my friends from my former job, but that doesn't mean we weren't friends. If circumstances brought us together again, we'd probably easily continue where we left off. 6. That sometimes people just pretend to be okay, even when they're struggling. We all feel it, but rarely talk about it. I do have to say, talking to someone about your problems sometimes help, only sometimes.
Well, that's the world we live in. It is what it is.
What happened to the lonely kid from your high school? 1. There was a guy in a couple of my electives in secondary school, and I used to sit near him in home EC. He was extremely quiet, very shy, and didn't really talk to many people, but I used to chat with him before class. It was shit talk, to tell you the truth. Did you do the homework? Are you ready for the exam? Is MS in today? Sometimes I'd go as far as asking about the weekend, but mostly I asked him really stupid, boring questions. A few years later, I was in college, and this guy had gotten buff. 2. He had also gotten really confident in himself and approached me in a bar in a different city. I had to do a double take. I hardly recognized him. We got to chatting, and he told me that I was the only person who ever made an effort to chat with him. He said he was really depressed and shy, and he felt so lonely in secondary school, but he always looked forward to home EC, because at least we'd have our little chats there. Naturally, when he told me this, I burst into tears.
He seems really happy now.
I wish I could say we're married, but no, he's got a girlfriend, and I imagine she's lovely if she's anything like him. I still run into him when we go home for holidays and stuff, and our conversations have gotten much more long-winded. 3. He became my boss. To be honest, though, I befriended him in high school, and he's been one of my best friends ever since. A smart guy. He went from no self-esteem to a team manager in the IT department we work in today. He got me a job. He is making waves, and I know people from my class would have their minds blown if they saw him today. We also play in a band together, doing monthly live shows. He turned into a classy extrovert from a total quiet, bullied nerd in high school.
That's why everyone always says, never judge a book by its cover. We just never know that something big could happen to someone.
People that escaped a bad relationship, what's the first red flag you ignored that would have saved you a lot of time if handled? 1. You express your feelings and they tell you why you're wrong/delusional/misinformed for feeling that way. 2. Disrespect and they weren't willing to discuss issues openly or listen to my feelings. 3. The endless chase for validation and unhealthy communication. But they didn't communicate because they didn't fucking care to begin with. 4. Making changes to myself to suit my partner's wants and moods without any regard to whether they were positively or negatively impacting my life. 5. Critiquing my proudest achievements or appearance, then instantly love-bombing me the day afterwards. Abusive relationships are addictive for that very reason. I think the term is breadcrumbing. 6. Negative, negative, negative. There was not one positive comment when he came home most days. It was everyone else's fault but him.
Love is blind. Don't let it make you become stupid. This next one is similar, but a little different.
What's a lesson you learned from a difficult relationship? 1. Be willing to walk away when your gut tells you to. Problem with this advice and so much other advice is that you can tell people till you're blue in the face, but it won't be heard until they live it themselves. 2. The things you ignore at the beginning will be the things that contribute to the ending. 3. Some people aren't in the position to get better yet, no matter how much you want to help them. 4. I am not responsible for their behavior, only my own. 5. Honesty, communication, and trust is everything. 6. Don't let rose-colored glasses blind you to red flags. 7. You can't force someone to love you. Don't expect too much, you'll just hurt your feelings. 8. If someone breaks up with you, it's easy to be upset with them and blame them for hurting you, but if you allow yourself to be introspective, there probably are valid reasons they left, and things you need to work on and do better in your future relationships. 9. The other person's actions or lack of actions do not reflect anything personal about you. Their choices are only a reflection of them. 10. Sometimes you're both the problem. Sometimes.
Yeah, I myself need to listen to those advice. Big thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I really appreciate the support. And please hit the subscribe button.